Welcome to the first video of Section 2, an overview of surfaces. Upon completion of this video, you will have an understanding of what a Civil 3D surface is and how to create a Civil 3D surface. If you'd like to follow along with this video, please open the file 0201 surfacesoverview.dwg located in the training folder as discussed in the Working with the Dataset for this course video. Surfaces are used to represent an area of land on the Earth. They contain three-dimensional geometric data such as points, contours, break lines, and boundaries. Once surface data is added to the surface will be made up of triangles or grids, which are generated when Civil 3D connects the points that make up the surface data. The Prospector tab is where you manage surfaces that are in your drawing. If you look at the Prospector tab, there is a Surfaces category. If we expand this, you'll notice we have two surfaces here, one called Aerial and one called EG. To create a surface, simply right-click on the Surfaces collection and choose Create Surface. Notice that there are some other options in there as well. If we click on Create Surface, you'll notice that in the Type drop-down, there are four types. You can create a tin surface, a grid volume, or a tin volume surface. The one you'll use the most is definitely the tin surface one. Now, the data inside the surface is dynamically linked to whatever data was used to create the surface. If we expand EG and expand definition, notice the different types of data that you can add into the surface. To add any of these specific categories, you simply right-click on it and choose Add from the shortcut menu. You'll notice that in this surface, we have break lines in this surface, as well as a point file that came from the survey data. As mentioned before, what's great about surfaces in Civil 3D is they are dynamically linked to the data that was used to bring them in. For instance, if we go ahead and zoom into this break line here, and I'll go ahead and select it, and this is a 3D polyline, and if I make any kind of changes to this 3D polyline, you'll notice that the triangles and contours update the surface automatically. Now, the reason the surface is updating automatically is that there is an option to rebuild the surface automatically. This setting is located on the surface name, and if you right-click, here is the Rebuild Automatic option. If you do not want this option, you would set it to Off, and then when you change an object that is linked to the Civil 3D surface, you'll notice you get an out-of-date icon that appears next to the surface. Simply right-click on it and choose Rebuild, and now the triangles and contours will update automatically. In summary, we examined what Civil 3D surfaces are, how objects dynamically interact with the surface, and how to create a surface. In the next section, we will discuss adding data to a surface.